Reading Myanmar, weakening vowels. So what do we mean when we say to weaken a vowel? Well, weakening means the sound of a vowel is sometimes shifted. This almost always occurs when words or syllables are combined into phrases. Now the good news is it's always going to be weakened to the same sound. No matter what vowel it is that's being weakened, it will always be weakened to the same sound. And that will sound like the sound in words like about or announce. If you were to look on the language app, you'll see this symbol is used to represent it, an A with a little symbol above it. In the dictionary, you'll see it represented by an upside down E, but in both cases the pronunciation is the same. It's One of the most common vowels that are weakened is this vowel. You may recall it's pronounced I. And one of the most common places where you're going to see this vowel is in using numbers. So for example, here's the number 1. On its own, we would pronounce it di. However, we're going to combine it with another syllable. And so now this vowel sound has to be weakened. In this phrase, it would be pronounced da-yao. Not di-yao, but da-yao. The number 2, likewise, would normally be pronounced ni. However, in this case, it has a syllable that follows, and therefore the vowel sound is weakened. Now this phrase reads naku, naku. So let's look at some examples here from the language app. Under the heading Love and Hate, we've selected the phrase they hate one another. So here's the 2 locations for this vowel symbol as we've discussed. Listen to the way it's pronounced on the language app and you will hear that it's been weakened because it's a part of a phrase. Now to demonstrate how that's true, let's look at another couple of items on the language app. Go to the Sections of Literature section of the language app and we'll look for these 2 phrases. The first on the left here is the phrase for paragraph 2. Now, when you see that, listen to the way that that vowel is pronounced. It retains the way it's normally pronounced with the it sound. But now, look at the phrase for these 2 paragraphs. It's the same word, but now it's put into a phrase. There's something that follows it, and therefore the sound is weakened. So it's going to occur a lot with numbers, the number 1, the number 2, the number 7, the number 8. All of those have this vowel symbol, and almost always they are weakened if they're a part of a phrase, if there's a syllable that follows. Okay, let's look at another example of when you would weaken a vowel. So if a consonant has no vowel symbol, do you remember what happens to it? If there's no vowel, how do you know what kind of vowel to associate it with it? Well, there's an implied vowel. Remember, it's the short A sound, the creaky tone A. Ah. Sometimes in words, that is weakened. Let's look at an example of that. From the heading The Causes of Suffering, the phrase for to care about someone. Here's the consonant. We'll highlight the consonant here because there is no vowel symbol associated with it. So it normally has that ah sound. But listen to it on the language app and you'll hear that it's weakened. The next example we use is from the heading Spirit Creatures. It's the word for angel. Again, we haven't highlighted in yellow the vowel. There is none. This is a consonant that lacks a vowel symbol. And again, the sound has been weakened for its associated vowel. Now, much more unpredictable, there are other vowels that are sometimes weakened. The reality is you just have to learn how to pronounce those words as you're reading. So let's look at a few examples of that. Different vowel symbols that are sometimes weakened to an sound. Under the heading love and hate, he loves his friend. So this is the word for a close friend, not just an acquaintance. There you see the vowel symbol. In this word, it's weakened. Next, very common, the word for God. You see the vowel symbol there, however, it's not pronounced. It is weakened to the sound. Also, in the home and furniture section of the language app, the word for table. Here's a different vowel symbol that is sometimes weakened to the sound. Now, what gets even more tricky as you're reading is the final N vowel symbols. These are the ones that really give me trouble, and you just have to learn the words. So the word for door, that's a final N vowel symbol in the home and furniture section, but it is weakened to the sound. Also, this one is really a little bit tricky. It's the word for the earth under the section the earth and mankind. Because when you look at this at first, it appears that's a consonant, the one that I have highlighted in yellow. But if you've gone through your lesson on stacked consonants, you will remember that that's actually a vowel symbol because it's missing that symbol that we just added there. So when you see this word, that vowel symbol is weakened to an sound. Listen to it on the language app and you'll see what I mean. And that finishes this lesson.